Oh my God. I'm just still trying to process. I thought I had processed it a little bit, but oh my God. I thought I was ready. Shit. Okay. All right, I think. So it turns out that I am accurate. I am accurate. The whites are psychopaths. Um, I guess I start from the beginning, from my beginning. Oh my God. It's just like, I forgot to. Oh my God, they pause. No, that's okay. Fuck it. I don't wanna. Oh my God. It's just unbelievable. I mean, this is cannot be happening so fast. Shit, this is why the crackers have been only talking about that. Oh, the end of the human race. Oh, there's gonna be a new species. Oh, there's gonna be like, what the fuck? I mean, I just, you know, I mean, I'm still saying that they're trying to manifest by, blah 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 blah, and they've been aware of that. They've been aware. They stole the mystery schools. They stole the mystery schools and they botch everything because that's just who they are. I mean, even if you said something like, "Oh, it's a beautiful day," they're somehow gonna find a way to weaponize that shit. That is the nature of the whites. Just I mean, they don't see what we see. They see, oh, it's a cup. Oh, I got coffee. It's a cup of coffee. Oh no. To them, it's an opportunity to, you know, population um, reduction, shrinking population. Everything in here on my hands, in my hands right now, it's, a poison. And I mean, I don't know, but, I know them, because of, the great, the Honorable Malcolm X. He that was it. Just like he articulated so plainly and simple and all, with facts, everything. Did not get declassified. He did not get declassified. I wonder why. I wonder why. you know, they love Dr. King and his gay friends. They love Dr. King and his Jewish friends. So, oh my God, I'm gonna sidetrack. I think it's the mind is trying to dissociate. I don't know. So it turned out like I'm thinking, was it everything hyped up? Is that can you arrive at super duper whatever they call it now? They got another name and I forgot it. Why didn't I write it? Anyway, I'm sure next year it's gonna be like a household name, right? But I don't know, either they were just hyping all the materials, just like they do the medications, that, I mean that's another thing that, this time they cannot do it. This time they cannot. I don't even know. I haven't really studied what happened with the pharmaceutic, for the medications market crash. It was long ago. I don't know what is long ago. 20 years. And they stole the patents, and they started making it like in India, and so it turned out, that's when we found out. It's just like, shit, they're selling like $10,000 a bottle. But if we buy it over there in China, India, Russia, whatever, it's gonna be just like pennies on a dollar. My God, cannot stop. Pennies of a dollar. And that shit just happened with super AI. Just think about it. Just try to think about it. I mean, any idiot, oh my God, anybody, like, what it was, Stargate. Shit, this time not even like Ronald Reagan, because there was no internet. I mean, there was internet, but not for us, for the little people. And so they managed to keep the cat in the bag. Even like, most people, they don't even know about Star Wars still today. So the cat's still in the bag, I guess, for a lot of people. And over here, like overnight, this orange thing, it was like, yeah, bitches, Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. And Elon Musk crying like a bitch because the orange thing cheated on him with, another Jewish, Sam Altman, Mr. Mercado Libre. And now, what they got? Nothing. This is just how big psychopaths they are. They have that show, he made his own portal, Brighton. And he kept saying and looking at the camera, nobody's endorsing me. No, nobody's like, whatever, not endorsing me. No, nobody's like, financing. I just love this new chip from Nvidia. He kept saying, oh my God, the greatest thing. And I was thinking, why Nvidia? Why are they gonna be giving away all the cookies, like that for $3,000? It turned out that shit is not even worth $100. And I was just saying the other day, I was like, I gotta watch that shit again, all this stuff. Because he kept saying, this shit can do everything. And not only doing everything, it's doing everything great. That's what the crackers say. Don't quote me. I was like, he said, game over. How many sales of a 3,000 cheap idiots to get $3,000 for something that is worth like $20? I mean, I'm exaggerating. I am exaggerating, but um, it will probably. I mean, or it is. I mean, might not be exaggerating. I don't know. With these crackers, you don't even know. Snake oil. Snake oil. Doctrine. Oh, shit, I just made out something. I don't know. They might already probably exist if you go to the university books, right? Snake oil doctrine. Make it trend. Make it trend if you, yeah, like anybody gonna watch this. And I hope nobody watches this because if they watch it, they're gonna like erase it. So, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just like, anybody is gonna be able to make their own universe. You get it? Whew. Oh my God. That's what they were saying is the end. All they've been trying to do with these sanctions is just like deter. Like somebody was saying the other day, you know what the deter mean? And like deter, like you could take a shit on somebody. Oh my God, I'm going crazy now. I'm like, say goodbye to our children. Say goodbye to you. Thought Generation Z was awful. And Generation Nvidia. That's what they call Nvidia. It should mean envy. Oh my God. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, we told them, like, you cannot start shit without legislation. And then, like, oh no, we cannot explain Congress what is this because it's so complicated. And like, well, now we're seeing it. Are we just beginning to see it? And this shit, I don't think they even put a diaper yet. Because they're saying, oh, AI is in diapers. Bitch, I don't think they're putting a diaper. You know, they haven't even cut the cord, whatever from the devil, whatever I don't know. And it's already wreaking havoc. And it's already going like, you know, the crackers talking about like, you know how to identify deep fake, like whatever, like, oh my God. Is that gonna be the school? It's gonna be top secret university. How to identify deep fake? They estimate 3 to 4 thousand corporations, you know, already depending on chat GBD. What was it the thing that when you do high school in the GED? Este, oh my God. Chat. Yeah, that's what it is. Chat GPD GED. Oh my God, all these acronyms, like, that shit's gonna get so tough because everything's gonna be acronyms. It already is. So, and that's why they constantly reporting. Oh, you know, chat GPX, whatever it's called, whatever, crashed. That shit crashed. How many times we say, motherfuckers are pirates, booty pirates. That too, that they're effing pirates. There's no laws. That's what it means. No laws, no ethics, no nothing. World eats world, and that's it. And constantly, thugs, feudalism. Just come another one, eat it, another one. That's why we say, whites got nothing to do with civilization. The words say it. Civility. There's something they don't know nothing about. Perpetual warfare everywhere against themselves, cannibalism. And right away they coin the word, so because they want to be able to have impunity at all times, at all cost. So, it's friendly fire. Friendly fire. Oh, it's friendly fire. That's what I told them on Truth Social. They're gonna friendly fire your ass. They don't care. They don't care. They're just like, where do you think the Arabs got that shit? The self-immolation. Where do you think they got that idea from? The Neanderthals. They self-sacrifice, whatever, all day, every day. Do not give a damn. Do not give a damn. It's your own children, your own mother, your father. It's like, oops, publicity stunt. There's cameras. It's like, oh my God, here come the acting. It was like being obsessed with performing arts, the performing fellatio. So like, oh my God, that's what they do. They don't care. They do not care. They cuckold for breakfast and they go to church at noon, and nobody's gonna tell you this. If you honky, you gotta thank me and be grateful. Nobody is telling you this. And they know. I mean, for all intents and purposes, we're on the same boat. First class. You guys are in first class, but is a whole shit. Like we're in the damn fishbowl, and when they come with the hammer, to burst the bubble, I mean, I don't know. They got the snorkeling, whatever. I don't know, snorkeling. It's the opposite of snorkeling, right? Because, it's a fishbowl, so we got to learn how to breathe and outside the fishbowl. Wow. He kept saying, I swear, nobody's paying me. Nobody's paying me. Nobody's paying me. It's only $3,000. It's a cheap. You put in the computer and boom, you got AI right there. He said everything's gonna change, the before and after. With $3,000. $3,000, the key to the new world order. With $3,000. Turned out, Big Mike, that shit is not worth $3,000. It's worth $300 tops. What the fuck? The fuck? And the crackers, they tell you, oh my God, Taiwan hate China. So then, how come they cooperated with China? It's a trap. It is a trap, like that's something the President Putin need to learn about in Ukraine. He should have been like, I don't know, I hope he didn't. Because the things that was cooking in Ukraine still are probably, like 100 kilometers on the ground. I don't know. But, I mean, the United Slaves allocate like $100 trillion for intelligence. There is no effing way they didn't know about it. There's no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Them bitches, like, oh my God. Oh God. Where is it? You're like something. I'm like, I would say it's Benita Buttrell. I call it Patrol. It turned out it's Buttrell. Benita Buttrell. Not Miss Jenkins. Not Miss Jenkins. She is so good, Miss Jenkins. Her pussy stick. She was so funny. Well, for me, I was like, I had just been arrived into the belly of the beast. That was my first show that I watched. It's like, no wonder I got so fucked up. They had that and Married with Children. They all open up 1989. Warfare, psychological warfare everywhere. Oh my God. And those are the number one shows. Anyway, but it's like, do not, like, that's it, I just gotta coin some terms so I can just synthesize this in one word or two. Every time I see your feathers ruffle, because I state the obvious. I state your obvious psychopathic nature. It's not, slandering. It's not, my perspective. It's not even Malcolm X. It's not, it is just, it is what it is. To unleash on humanity, mankind unleashing on humanity this thing that they don't know nothing about. It's the same thing they always been done since they stole the mystery school. That's just the way it is. It's not the world, the planet that the whites, want us to believe it is, that everything is sanitized, everything is, on their whites' law, No, I mean, they know it. They know it. But they focus, they obsessed with the most destructive spirits that my ancestors, you know, and, or the entire African continent, they all knew all this. They knew all this, and they knew how to keep everything in balance. Everything was harmony. The principles of Ma'at, you know, harmony, balance. That was it. Balance of what? The masculine and the feminine energies. I've been saying this, like, they got bitches wearing combat boots. Raping. Oh my God. It's because in my native tongue, that's how you say it. Shaving, rapar, it's like the same thing, rape. That's why I say rape come from shaving heads, like of women. Desecrating the feminine spirit, the divine feminine. So the divine feminine cannot come. Like the spirit of Christmas. They got the crackers putting like all these smells and whatever, demonic trees and all that shit, because they are invoking spirits. But anything else, you talk about the spiritual realm, like, oh yes, yeah, sure. What they call it, metaphysics. They call it, whatever, esotericism, occultism. I mean, they got a million names for that shit. And like, anything to separate it and isolate it so they can weaponize it. Ain't that what they say they made the atomic bomb? That is just their nature. Like that scorpion that stung the horse. This language is horrible. The damn horse, and like, bitch, you said you wasn't gonna bite me. And they say, bite me. Bite me, just like that orange thing. Bite me. You're like, yeah, sure. Not even malaria wanna bite you. But anyway, and I'm sure if they're, for whatever reason, I mean, like, whatever, any white get to watch this shit, it's like, oh, that's all they're gonna hear. That's all they're gonna see. They're not gonna see, like, like, shit, like, damn, this is true. Friendly fire. You are next. You are next in the friendly fire. You're about to be friendly fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're friendly fire. You're friendly fire. You see, you hear that? That's what that orange thing is saying. That's what people are calling cannibalism. It's like, white on white crime. How many times we told you? Everybody told you, shit. Fuck, forget black on black crime. Shit, you guys are like shrinking. The amazing shrinking. What was that movie? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's what they're doing. Honey, I Shrunk the Crackers. There's gonna be 5 left. It's like self-consuming, like it's like a fire, like. But I don't know, except that it's cannibalism. You guys eating each other, and like you guys say all the time. It's like, shit. It's just, this is all you guys got. That orange thing. You only got the orange. Agent Orange. That's it. That's all you got in. So you grin and bear, right? You grin and bear, like that quail woman. The quail woman, her whole face was like and then once they pass by you, a corpse. a corpse again. I'm like, oh my god. And I mean, she's old school. But she's old school. I mean, like before, I guess they had cameras. So I mean, they always got the cameras, but the whites always used to curate. They have curators for the cameras. Make sure you don't show, and make them look human. Make them look human. They gotta go to acting school, the performing arts. To what? To learn how to be human. Because you all cabbage patch kids, baby goats to be sacrificed. Goyim, whatever, pigs. And that's okay. I mean, like, do not listen to me, please. Do not listen to me. I mean, like, I'm like working against humanity by telling you this, but I don't know. And that is the other thing that it's just, it's been kicking in, and like, I don't know, because you guys are such psychopaths. You might think I'm a psychopath too, like, but no, I'm not. I'm an Aries, and if I don't feel it, I don't say it. If I don't feel it, I'm not in it. Like that. No. I'm just, I mean, the first thought that just came out right now is trying to make up for what I did. Not that I did anything, but that is exactly what I did. Didn't do nothing. And just let the crackers keep advancing on your agenda, satanic agenda. But there's no time. There's not even time for sobbing. Like, you gotta. How much time? Time is another white construct. I got. How much will I be able to? And will any of these messages in the battles, in the battlefield, You see, the battle is the battle. The message in the battle. How anybody will see it? Probably not. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I mean, if it get to happen in real life, the life of the royalty, and in the street or whatever, that should happen in the street. I always take the opportunity. Somebody want to listen, and like, I gotta be like Malcolm X. Always try to perfect it. Keep it simple. Keep it like in 3 words, because sometimes that's all we got. Our attention span is like, I know I got ADD, but there's some people that they don't. And I guess the ADD is different only because, they're not able to engage for the amount they need to engage. And like most people, they just engage while, it's trending. The slave master says okay because shit, he's allowing this hashtag. And we know that the ones that they're not serving, they always have to create a dichotomy. That's the name of the magic. That's always, they always have, the checkerboard everywhere. Because it's like, you gotta have it. That's the kind of magic that they're doing. They gotta be black in order to be white. And they know it. They're always like polarizing, race. They're the most racist and racial people. Like, no, but once you just mentioning that word, it's just like, oh my God. That is the word. You don't say. You don't say. Like I say, it's a race war. And then like the crackers, no, it's a religious war. It's an economic war. It's a climate war. Global warming. I don't know what name they're gonna call it now. And it's anything but what it is. Anything but what it is. I didn't even brush my hair. Anything but what it actually is. That obsession with surviving. And that's why that's my theory. I don't know if anybody will ever pick it up, but that is that obsession. You're dying, you're fading away, and like you just keep on going and going. That's where it is. You see how every time, everywhere, Malcolm X theory, well, it's survival, and like with the super AI, like, I mean, they're already doing it. I mean, they're not doing it actually, but they say that they're doing it. They say that they're actually doing it, and they're not doing it because what they're actually doing, they're doing organ harvesting. They're doing organ harvesting, but they say, oh yes, we almost doing it. Yeah, we create organs. We're creating beef. You want a cheeseburger? We just created in the lab, fresh from the lab. Yummy. It just came out of the Wuhan laboratory, and it's not even that. Shit is bat meat, or what is it? What they eat, the Chinese? Rat meat, dog meat. But they say, oh, it was created in a laboratory. Bush Sr. said it. It's not about what we got. He said it's about what they think that we got. Height. The height. I don't see that, but it's just like, come on. For real? And I hate it. I don't know anybody else, but I hate it when I buy, I buy the coffee cup and, that I spend $20 and boom, I go to another town or whatever and it costs $1. I'm like the same brand, the same shit, like, being duped, like that orange thing said. I hate it. Like, but people, they don't, because it's like, I remember one of the several times I tried to get the GED. One time they made me read The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby, and like, I was like, damn, that's exactly what it is. Cutthroat thugs, running amok. It's just like, I mean, and maybe that's really what was Tartaria. Like, it just, oh no, you didn't, and like, squish you, I'll squish you, and I will, like, and that's it, and like, in the name of profit. That's not just that. But it was deliberate. It was 100% deliberate attack on free energy and healing medications, healing herbs. Homeopathic schools was burned down. Everybody persecuted, just like they say, everybody who was teaching about the ether, they took it out of the chart, the element, the periodical charts, element, whatever they call it over here. Over here, no, or in English, That's what they do. They took it off the chart. They took it off, like, and they said everybody who was still teaching about it, like, mysteriously their house burned down, their laboratories burned down, everything burned down. It's like suppress, suppress, suppress. And this shit that for us is like unheard of. Unheard of, because like, we know, I mean, as we know, whatever, that there's nothing to survive, there's nothing to, because everything is everything. Everything is everything. It's not, I mean, the crackers, they see that like, they just want us to disappear. Of course they want you to disappear because you are a genetic abomination. Melanin deficiency is a horrible disease. They already took everything out of the books, like, oh, no. Now it's just like, oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's just like the Catholics said, what is that when it's a white lies? White lies, and what are the sins in English? I don't know. The sins that are like, nothing. So that's how they minimize it. It's like, that's how the Neanderthals, the doggy dogs, they became one of the civilizations that have given humanity so much. They was the smartest. The Neanderthals, bitch, you said the other day the Neanderthals was dogs. DNA, like, and that's what I've been saying, I'm saying, like, go to the library right now, you still can see it, you can enjoy it. You might not find a lot of publications, but there's still physical publications. You have the official paper, USA Today, I mean, like, but, that's not to say that but that's not. They can do it, but, it was a nice visit. Isn't that crazy? I was in New York City, looking to the east, and I got an apartment looking to the east. That is like, wow. Thank you, Tata. What a gift. I wasn't even looking like, oh my God, I want an apartment looking to the east. Maybe that's where my soul's been. I'm never gonna be westing. You see, that is now, it's become like, cliche, but it's true. Nobody had a freaking word for death. Nobody died. Nobody like dead. It's a white concept. It was westing. It was going west. Then another cycle. Everything is cyclical. 52-year cycle. Look at that. The mountain is almost covered up in those monstrosities. But I'm privileged that it's still not like, I mean, like, in the United States, that shit is crazy. It's like, oh no, no landmarks for the people, not human landmarks. Mankind, they're allowed to keep some of their landmarks in New York City. But anybody else, it's like, uh-oh, you gotta move. You gotta move, like the prostitutes. The prostitutes used to tell me that. It's like, you can work. You can work over there in Staten Island. But, the police said that, just don't stop. Just don't stop. I'm like, oh, that's great. So that's what they do. That's what they do to human people, terrorized by mankind. You gotta move. You gotta move. Shit, over there. Like, I got to see, like, I didn't get to see him all the time, but, I heard, like, and I guess I wasn't lying. There was 3 generations there, in East Harlem, whatever. That was it. Oops. I gotta relocate, start all over again. I mean, even mankind, they gotta move. Because then they get nervous. It's like, oh, you're gonna be. And now with the super AI thing, it's it's even more like I don't know how that shit's gonna work. Because the people they print it or whatever, I don't know how people gonna be able to prove their lineage, the lineage. But that's what they're doing. They got ancestry, and rail them in. And I know, it's like when I first heard about, they was doing DNA, whatever testing, it's like, who they're looking for, what lineage they're looking for, who they're looking for. And probably they found it already because, I mean, I don't know. I don't watch, I try not to consume, mainstream content, but I haven't heard it. The only thing that there's a video they just uploaded on Rumble about the fees. And that shit is like, it sounds about white. This bitch bought a printer, HP, and, like in 6 months, whatever, they're like, oh my God, you cannot print no longer. You gotta buy a subscription. And they see Becky go like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I just bought the cartridge. That shit, it was very expensive. The cartridge is like, no, you need a subscription to use the printer. Oh my God, really? That's everything. Everything. The cars is like, the heating. I think that's a subscription for the seats. The warm seats. If you want that subscription. Be careful, baby, because I don't want him to get so excited with them birds. No, baby. No. You get very excited. You're gonna forget. I know you wanna get the birdie. He came to say hi, but you cannot have him, okay? Because you don't have wings. I don't know if you heard it. I was like, he started to like. They tremble and they go like, from like, I want to get him. I mean, I'm glad that he is cautious. He's cautious. I already put him in the window and like, see, it's no joke. We are far up. We're far up high. And she's already getting too comfortable now. I'm like scared, but shit, they're cats, and they gotta be cats. Let the cats be cats. I've seen all my life hundreds of cats on the rooftops, on the edges, walking on, on nothing. But And they are domesticated, so I know I gotta take it easy. They have lost a lot of their abilities just from being rescued. Right, baby? You was like, she got all her nose all peeled off. She was leaking pus. She was like, oh my God, she got a really nasty infection. I don't know how. And she was a baby. She was this tiny. I cannot torture myself like that. I'm sorry. Oof. I cannot torture myself like, I mean, I can go and you can't. I don't know how I can put screens on it. Yesterday I left and then the windows open. Like nothing happened. Nothing happened. It's like the birdies, they come over here and it's like they're gorgeous. But I don't know what they're saying, the birdies, but it sounds like almost they're coming to tease my cats. And they got birds over here. They can chase, I made it, I say a la carte, whatever, cages. The base is 1 meter, 15 centimeters high. So they try. He can climb up, and he have done it. I mean, he can jump, and then he just get stuck. Well, I caught him and like say, no, get up, and then he let go. He was just like a baby, like a child. He was just like a child hanging, but like say, no, you don't do that. And he let go, and he hit his head. Right, baby? You hit your head? You don't do that. You don't do that. You just don't let go. I'm like, oops. It's like, and yeah, because, to come down, how's he going to come down? You got to let go. And he is adorable. So adorable. He is so amazing, as in wild. I mean, he preserves so much of his nature. Fears. I mean, from day one. I mean, it was like he's growing like every week a lot. He was like this big when I first got him, and it started running and running. I was like, oh, she's like a little baby and running, and. He's vicious. God forbid you get him on his side, He got very long legs, but at the same time, he's such a sweetheart. He come to me and like just checking on me. If I'm lying in bed, it's like, oh, just like, how's everything? Like, okay. We hang out a little bit, and then he go like, okay, enough now. You gotta be a big boy again, right? And I'm grateful. I wasn't even like gonna touch him. I thought it's like maybe I shouldn't touch him and just let him be cats. And then I started petting him, and ever since I started petting him, right, baby, he became my friend. Because he need sugar, right? Well, no, you cannot get him. I think they got a nest. That's why they come over here, because there's a nest. Yeah, they gotta be it. It's not me, I'm not special. Right, baby? Right, baby? ¿Con el bebecito de mamá? ¿Quién es el bebecito de mamá? ¿Ah? Simba? Eres Simba. Simba the lion. Yeah, big that is. It's 2 months. No, I don't know. He's probably turning 2 months old. She didn't even ask what day he was born. One day I'll ask. Is the gardener's cats, and they wanted to give me 2. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I might let them breathe because they're so adorable, and because I know, the first time, they have babies, you know, that's when the least babies come out. I seen people like, all cat females, female cats that once they get old, is the opposite. Isn't that crazy? I guess I don't know. They can have like 10 kitty cats. 10. If it's the third one, you know, God help you. God help you with it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it. I mean, like, because at the same time, she get her neuroses. She get neurotic, And I don't know why. She got everything, right? She got everything. Now she got a son that's going to be her husband. And like, this is something that, oh my God. When they say, no, women should not get married young because the evil man is going to make her the way he wanted to make her. Gonna turn her into whatever, like, duh. They're going to be living together, hopefully, for the next 60, 80 years. Why wouldn't he? If he's going to protect her, how is he going to protect you? And if he don't know you, and if he don't teach you, what to do and stuff, you tell him, it's like, why you looking for young boyfriends? It's a pandemic over here, and there's no more. I was talking to somebody who said, no, there's no more. There's no nothing. I gotta go to another town or whatever. And I say, no more. Yeah, well, my age. She said, I want my age. She's like, why you want your age? The blind leading the blind? I'm like, oh my God, it's still in the 21st century. Well, exactly, because it is the 21st century. It's like, everything is backwards. Slavery is freedom. Freedom is slavery. That's what they tell you. That's what they tell you. And they're like, literally, that's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Bitches washing other people's toilets. Yikes. I'm not saying, I want to be a better wife instead, but I don't do toilets like that. And that's the other thing. Every time something happened, oh, no. It's just, she's right. She's right. She didn't do nothing wrong. The man lost it, which I don't condone it, but at the same time, he never had a real man in his life to teach him how to regulate his emotions. It's just like all he's seen around, all these schizophrenic women around him, and that's it. And that's where, that's where they tell the boys, like, oh, look at your mother, look at your sisters. For what? For what? It's like telling my cats, look at the dogs. Look at the dogs, the way they do it. The dogs do it because it worked for the dogs. Even amongst the whites, they are so very maladaptive because, it is this type of white that everybody got to be. Everybody got to be like that television show, Friends, and that's it. Especially the whites from the East, they gotta be like, oh, that's what white is. You gotta be white. Anyway, I'm like, I stray so far away right now. Hmm. I guess I'm definitely getting a desktop. I definitely getting a desktop. In, I guess, in the Iberic, in the itty bitty tiny Iberic Peninsula. Um, they're minimizing, everything, and like they're demonizing the Chinese chat, GED, no, GPD, GPA, I don't know, chat something. And they were saying, well, make sure you got a VPN, and make sure you make an email that you're never gonna use again, because and God help you. So what that mean? It's the dark web, or what? I don't know what the dark web is. Every time they say it's dark or it's the black market, whatever, it's like, oh, it's the crackers. It's the honky town. Every time, that well, it is. If you don't know, just use that logic. Thank me later, like, and I don't know. I mean, it obviously make you curious. What's the name of the new Chat GPT, GPX? I don't know, whatever. I forgot. Deep search, no, deep search. Search deep. I don't know. Seek deep. Seek deep? No, I don't know. I'm just giving them idea. I mean, like, as if they need any. All they gotta do is just throw it in the computer and it. So, I guess, in order for them not to be taken out, they go like, you don't want to go there. He said, you don't want to go there. But I mean, I get it. That's not the point. The point is not the Chinese version. The point is that these technologies, they're cheap. And not only that, they say it uses a fraction of energy of what they make people believe. Remember how they tell us, oh my God, they have to make these buildings. I think it's helicopters, and no, it's the trailer trucks. They're going up the hill. God bless those men, because that's such a, it's being sitting there. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh my God, I mean, it's like, I don't know, I just had another analogy come up. It's like giving an automatic weapon of latest generation, whatever, to everybody and anybody. Just think about that. Just think about that for a second. Like, it's just anybody got one. Like, yeah, how long is before they make it portable? Oh my God. I hate portable shit. If I was president, it's like, no portable shit. You gotta buy a desktop, seat whatever you want to seat for 1 hour, 3 hours, and that's it. There's this astrologer. She's an astrologer. She's one of the best ones. But of course, she's married to a cracker, and like they moved to the itty bitty tiny Iberic Peninsula because of the shootings, like whatever, like. So they're over there, and she said that she went out. Well, first she said it's like you cannot go out in the street with washed face. You cannot go out with pajamas. You cannot go out like. I'm like, oh yeah, just like Mexico used to be. We used to have pride, and we used to have discipline, and we used to have we knew. I always said that I always say that, that's pollution. That is, if I was president, I'm like, bitch, you're polluting with your energy, being a bitch, you're like, whatever, like, and, if you come out wash face and you're ugly, like, it should be like, every year you gotta do a recertification. You gotta go wash face or whatever, and people should tell you, okay, you still can go out wash face. But there's some bitches that they're so ugly, and that is my theory, that because we are alienating the divine feminine, the divine feminine is like, they go like, fuck you, I ain't going nowhere around your house, much less around your body. And you see them bitches like, that's a tranny. Like, no. I don't know if they notice sometimes. I stare at them like, bitch got no hips, no tits, and no class, no dignity, no nothing. It's like, oh my God, that's a cunt. Oh shit. I just, it make me feel a lot better. Just made me feel better. Like, I will never complain, God. I will never, look at these bitches, like, and they're still wearing leggings. It's like, and nobody tell them nothing. The worst enemy of a woman is another woman. And just like, how can you not say, like, no, it's just because, you're not supposed to, like, kindness and whatever. That's not kindness. This is like, I mean, it is really bad. It is really bad. Like, even the facial structures, how they get in a big jaw, like, like men do, like square. I'm like, square faces, rectangular faces. Oh my God, this is like no longer the sweet round faces, I mean, not every, but it's more and more like, I don't know, I guess, they say in Al-Anon, if you spot it, you got it. Right? That's why you see it. The only reason you see it is because you spot it, you got it. And I think that's what it is. I mean, what else, right? What else? Otherwise, no, it is so obvious. It is so obvious. I mean, like, you go like in the street, they are fat as fuck, arms like this. They got a big ass backpack. They go like, remember the washing machines used to be like going like this, and they look scary. I said it's a trigger for me. I get triggered. It's like, she's gonna beat somebody up. It looked like, and no, I mean, like, when I first got back, I'm like, I was like, oh my God, see these bitches is like, oh, I better start like going the opposite direction. And no, that is their normal self. And they're using motorbikes, and they look like rotisserie chicken, like that video. I wanna be /hammer. And they got the chickens dancing. Like, these bitches are like, it's like, remember when people laugh at Simon Cowell, like, for his baby shirts and stuff, and like, now these bitches, like, they're not even leaning or nothing. Still like, you see how many bellies this bitch got? 2, 3, 4 bellies, and like, and it's just like, it's delusional. I mean, like, I guess I don't know. Nah, I mean, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know. That is why I get so scared, because there's so much poverty of spirit. There's so much poverty of, culture, even when, because we are deprived of our culture. We're deprived of culture. I mean, they call it culture, right? They call it pop culture. And you know, that's another one. You know, you want to synthesize everything, you know, pop culture, friendly fire. You know, pop culture is like, if you ain't popping, it ain't existing. That's pop culture. Everything that pop, flashy. You got everybody, you know, trying to, you know, like, and they got nothing to show. They got nothing to show. I mean, like over here, you know, I'm like, you know, my breasts, I'm like, I'm a rarity. Like, when these bitches stop growing breasts? I mean, not everybody, like I said, but you know, there's kind of reaching pandemic proportions, you know, like, and that's just like, because shit over here, you know, I feel self-conscious because I see like, oh shit, nobody got tits. This is social engineering. Social engineering. Like, you know, that's what all the astrologers keep saying. Like, that's it. It's over. You know, it's a new humanity, new whatever. And I see now, like, no ass, no hips, no breast. I mean, it was always like, you was blessed. Everybody was blessed. And you got nothing behind, but you got hips. Or you got no hips, no, but you got breast. Or you got a really cute face or something. Now, it's like the devil went like, eh. All you got is your coochie. And that's it. Like, no. I mean, like, and nobody, like, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's like, because there's a, and this is why I tell people, it's like the Russian roulette with genetics. You know, the genotype is like skipping a generation or whatever, or, you know, one side of the family, you know, like, I don't know what they're doing. And there's genetic manipulation without any laboratories being present or anything, through the food, through whatever chemicals, whatever is like. Just like you see this man with big tits, you know, because I don't know, everybody says probably the hormones in the beef, in the chickens, I don't know. But, you know, and actually, I think it slowed down somehow. Yeah, because it was like so apparent. Like in the United States, they was doing like mastectomies on men. And I guess they got busted. Like, okay, let's switch strategy. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't realize. It probably like it's been like 10 years since, because it was trending, you know, in the street. That shit was trending in the streets. You know, like you can see these men with boobs, you know, and I mean, that's why I guess they just made it into a joke, you know, oh, the man boobs, blah, 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 blah. I think it stopped. I think they might have that kind of technology. They can design our bodies like on the spot or something. Oh, just put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, like whatever, in the air or whatever. I don't know. I'm rambling now. It's like, and what can we do about it? What can we do? Now, anybody anybody's gonna have. That's like they say. That's gonna be just another bill. That's another bill. You pay electricity, you pay water, you pay your rent, you pay AI. And I think that's where they're trying to, groom people into like paying fees for everything. Oh my God, that video was like having nightmares. I think it was from Australia or something. She had some stupid accent, like trailer, and like, oh no, like, and it's like half an hour long, and everything is about fees. Everything is like fee. Like, you want this, is a fee. Monthly subscription, monthly this. Like, shit. And for me, I was horrified just with cable television. That's another one. That is another one, right? They lie to us. They say, oh, there's not gonna be commercials. And here I go, getting cable. And like, just like psychopaths. Boom. It's like, that's a commercial? Oh, hell no. That's like, yeah, another commercial. Oh my God. I think now they even got commercials in pay-per-view. And people don't say shit. I don't watch commercials. Commercial come, turn it upside down. Even when you don't understand the language they speak. I'm like, and if I'm not in the mood, I'm just like mute. I don't need to listen to that, or start it all over. Really. And they have put like 10 commercials. Like, close again. Let's see who get tired first. And another one, they don't get it. I don't watch commercials. I haven't done it for like 10 years already. And I get disgusted and I get allergic to that shit. Like, oh, hell no. Because I'm already making you money just from watching that shit. The commercials are extra. And this is our biggest mistake as humanity. Not demanding royalties. Not demanding a cut. Technology came and like everybody like, whatever happened to the SAG actors? I got quiet like a mouse. Stealing their voices and like, imagine you're not gonna know your own voice. Imagine I'm like, that's another reason I don't watch, because I know they're probably already like, because everybody love my damn voice. I don't know. So calm and soothing, like, really? Like, yeah, it's gonna be tough. This shit's gonna be tough. Imagine like, how many people already happened? You probably first go in denial and you go dissociate and like whatever, like, or what if it's a character, like whatever, I don't know, commercials or, I don't know. And we're getting no royalties. Violating the number one principle of capitalism, where everything is branded, everything got a price, everything. We're giving it all away. Teaching these computers how to be human, which they never will be, but Yeah, in the fascist social media, they don't even talk about shit. They don't even talk about shit now that they took that account again. The Twitter account. And my planet's still retrograde. That's why I don't want to go back until um, when it stopped. I think March. In March stopped. Thank God it's only 2 years. It's only every 2 years. And I was like, damn, I wasn't this aware of that shit. Because I wasn't really talking much about. It was only Mercury retrograde. But when your planet go retrograde, that's like they say, that's a religious experience, and so waiting for that, and I don't know what I was gonna say. I forgot. Okay. Tomorrow I gotta go to the city. I don't know why I get so apprehensive. I don't like traveling no more. It's just like I guess it just took me so long to get home, and I just want to be home now. And I think my planet is it's in Cancer. That's another one. So, but I'm getting better. The first times I was like, shit, I don't want to get on the damn bus. But little by little, as I process everything, process trauma. It's gonna take a long time. I do consider myself a veteran of war, a war veteran, because 35 years in the United States fuck you up big time. So shit is no joke. Well, I guess this meme said it all, right? Look at that baby boy. Deep Seek 2-month hobby. Deep Seek 2-month hobby project. $5.5 million. What are you doing? Shit. Well, I guess he just learned his first lesson. He's very ashamed. He went to the bedroom. Now you're back. He's back I was trying to pause it OpenAI, AI cartel, $500 billion. They are not psychopaths. Don't you say that. Don't you talk bad about Miss Jenkins. Not Miss Jenkins. The thing about hair products, magical hair products, is that the magic don't last. I don't know. This week is gotta wash my hair again. I don't know what I did wrong. Snake oil doctrine, and and they got more. Look at this. This is ChatGPT with Chinese characteristics called Tongji Queen One. No, Tongji Kan One. The AI software from Alibaba will possess Chinese and English language capabilities revealed during Alibaba Cloud Summit. Oh, there's more. When it comes to AI, there are only 2 countries at the frontier of innovation. It's a whole article from CNBC. So it's not even And then this other account, I mean, like 18 hours ago, he said, hooray, hooray, we're saved. The Chinese have released a free-for-all AI chatbot better than any chat GBT. DeepSeek is coming. Listen to our upcoming podcasts on this and more. Chinese AI sparks market turmoil. And he put some headlines. Global tech shares fall as China AI chatbot DeepSeek spook investors. DeepSeek Chinese AI bot spark market turmoil for rivals. DeepSeek US tech stock tumble on fears of cheaper Chinese AI. And these are all The Guardian, BBC, and Sky News. I mean, I guess it's true, right? The slave master is saying it. But it's just a temporary bump. I heard that yesterday. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, and they say, oh, come on, that shit happened. Like, you know, I saw all these videos. I mean, I didn't see the whole thing, but just skimming. And it's just like, that's the way the you know, Wall Street, whatever, NASDAQ, it's just normal. And then I found these ones and started spilling all the beans. They're like, wow. It's like, they're saying, yeah, Nvidia was pumped up from the beginning, or I don't know if it's from the beginning, but from a while ago. They say up to like 15 times or something. I forgot how many times. The shares and everything. And a lot of people knew about it, and they keep selling the stock, like, you know, the solid AF. You buy stock, Nvidia. I'm like, oh my God, I was almost sold when I saw that video from Pantheon, no, Brighteon, whatever. And I was like, damn, only $3,000. I wish I had $3,000. I was like, and him scamming and buying now. I'm gonna put the link. It's just like, you gotta buy, like, you know, I'm not getting paid for it. That was like 2 weeks ago. I get it on the email. And I was like, and I was like, oh my God. And he said, I don't know why they have released. Oh my God, this is huge. This is for everybody. This is amazing. This is like, oh my God, like $3,000. I never purchased nothing from that website. And the Big Mike, whatever his name is, I don't know. I'm like, you see, all this time, all these years, and I'm like, I still get. I mean, this is something that I hate. This is the problem I have with my friends right now. Deception, spinning, distorting, lying, all the shit is a pet peeve for me. I'm like, wow. But it's just like, not that I ever believe him, because I mean, like, but I mean, it was like, it was so much. It was so much in a little segment, you know. It was like, no, but you don't understand. You know, what you got to do is just talk to it. Say, you know, I want you to write a song about such and such on this genre, using these instruments, whatever, and he do it so great. You think it's a studio recording? He keeps saying that shit. You want this, you know, but when a book can write you a book, what do you want the book about? It's like bestseller, the next bestseller, and really great results. Like only $3,000. I mean, like, not, and I mean, it's not like people to go buy that Chinese shit, but it's just like, it's prostitution. The market's being prostituted, and like, and everybody was an idiot. Everybody was an idiot. Oh no, but that's just the way it is. You know, when something is first released, it's a novelty. It's more expensive. And who's getting all the earnings, the profits, not the the look like Kimi.ai, another one, Kimi.ai. Yeah, like they say, there's like 3,000 to 4,000 corporations, just using Chat GP, whatever, like GPT. It's like, I suppose that's how the whites, they gamble on that. They think, I suspect, I just thought about it right now. I'm thinking like, they think they got one over the crackers, but once everybody get in these chats, but is in the chats, but I start using these chats, technology and stuff, that's they're gonna speed it up. They're gonna speed up the agenda. Right now they're saying Stargate is over, but I don't think so. Like, people are so stupid, they're gonna spill all their beans, they're gonna spill all their technology, because remember they said years ago, super AI must consume no matter what. I was like, what? Yes. And right now it's consuming what they say what a human being consume in a lifetime. It's consuming in one day. So it got to be. It's not accident. This is no accident. They're making it sound like, the Chinese somewhat, they went around the what's it called, the sanctions, the economic blockade and everything, the technological apartheid, and pull one over. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this agenda it's like, it looks like Kimi AI, Chinese latest AI powerhouse, is designed and developed by mercenaries. No chit chat, no water cooler talk, just straight to mission. And he goes, hello, how can I assist you today? How are you today? I'm just a program, so I don't have feelings, but I'm here and ready to help you with whatever you need. This is spooky as fuck. Hey, what's up? How are you? I'm doing great. How about you? That's what the Chat GPT, the whites, that's how the bullshit. I'm doing great. And the other one is, I'm just a program, motherfucker. Like, leave me alone. What you want? That's interesting. This, I don't know how that's gonna work. I've been like, from day one I heard about this shit. I'm like, how they gonna make computers deceive people? How they gonna make computers what's it called? Lie, manipulate, tell us his story. Is it gonna come to a point that AI is gonna be just telling history instead of his story? When you ask the new Chinese AI DeepSeek, what model are you? It replies, I'm an AI language model called ChatGPT, developed by AI. AI language model. not a software. They don't say software. Why don't say software? Oh. Spooky AF. Spooky AF. Yeah. Verbal alert. Verbal alert. You gotta learn self-control because you're trying to go after the birdies. China just humiliated the US. DeepSeek, China's new AI model, has already erased $2 trillion tech market value. In months, China has gone from playing catch up to destroying US dominance in AI. And then DeepSeek's rise have been nothing short of explosive. This AI model went from zero to hero, outperforming major Western players like ChatGPT in just a matter of months. And the best part is it's way cheaper than anything the US produced. That's an understatement. That is an understatement of the year. The result, US tech stock are, because remember, it's his first week and it's already $5,000, the whole AI, US tech stock are taking a massive hit. It's just like it did. Oops, oh my God, too early. This isn't just a win for China, it's a game changer. DeepSeek success shows the US can no longer claim undisputed tech dominance. What once took China decades to achieve in manufacturing and years of internet tech, they are now done in months with AI, allegedly. I don't know. DeepSeek is a wake-up call. The US is no longer the undisputed leader of the tech race. With AI as the new frontier, China is closing in fast. Oh my God. I've recently started a new page covering global politics, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be working on much more threads. It's just and somebody commented, in reality, China exposed the false AI apps the United States, that ChatGPT's Copilot, etc., which is nothing but search bots created to read sites not censored by the US government and presented as the answers delivered by a superior human intelligence. Oh my God, I need to what? As always. So what he's saying, the crackers got duped. They got sold AI that ain't AI, or they just wanted to keep us dumb and stupid. Which one is it? China exposed the false AI apps, which is nothing but search bots created to read sites not censored by the US government and presented as the answers delivered by superior to human intelligence. Yeah, it's like that they say, like the first law of journalism. The first draft is what stick. You're already like, from all the world 365 degrees. You go like, yeah, and people start talking just about this, and I was thinking like, I was thinking one day like, is that what it is? Is that what it is? AI is it's a genie that you ask questions and answers. What is AI? And like, I don't know.
GPT. The DeepSeek R1 and OpenAI 01 are reasoning models. These models are designed to excel in complex problem solving, math, coding tasks, all this kind of stuff. Essentially by spending more time thinking before generating an answer. I know it sounds a bit tricky, but how does this affect the AI industry as a whole? Well, if you listen to the equity markets today, obviously there are concerns. We've known for a while that AI will exponentially advance over time. Prices will continue to go down. I wouldn't be surprised if we get artificial general intelligence that thinks just like a real human in just a few years. It's probably coming, maybe even sooner if you listen to what Sam Altman has to say. However, what the Chinese company did was basically something that was pretty much unexpected. Nobody saw this coming. Some scrappy little Chinese company all of a sudden just blasts out this AI model that just completely cucks all the big US companies and says, yeah, we just did it for like 1/30th of the price that you guys did. The US thought that China was years behind in AI technology, and surprise, surprise, they're not. In fact, they just released a model that is as competitive as OpenAI and all the other major
1/30th?
LLMs and AI models in the United States, and did for a fraction of the price, despite not having access to top-of-the-line GPU chips from US makers. Although again, there's rumors that they may have access to those through back channels. That's a different story. We don't. That's allegedly. Okay, so they were able to make a very powerful AI reasoning model. It's very impressive. Now, according to reports, they did this in just a few months, which is crazy, and without the bottomless budget of all of these big, super mega US tech companies. It's pretty impressive if everything is as they say it is. Now, this changes the rules of the game. It does fundamentally. China just said, hey, US. We got some AI stuff going on over here, and we're doing it better and cheaper. Now, DeepSeek didn't have a $6.6 billion infusion that OpenAI got from investors like Microsoft and other big names like Nvidia. Now, there was a time back in the yonder years when those with more money would always simply win. But apparently, the saying that necessity is the mother of invention is damn well true in this situation, because China had to do it. Okay, if you look at the number of Chinese research papers and the number of Chinese people working in STEM compared to the United States and all this kind of stuff, China's tech revolution is well and truly underway, even if their economy is struggling in a variety of ways right now. What they're bringing forward in tech should not be ignored. And yes, DeepSeek is going to be bad for a lot of tech companies. We have to remember the biggest winners in the emergence of AI are chip makers like Nvidia, because AI models need bigger and more robust and more powerful AI GPUs, which is exactly what Nvidia provides into the market. This is the reason, of course, why Nvidia's stocks have skyrocketed. Its market cap's absolutely exploded in the last year, even beating out Bitcoin over the last 10 years in terms of returns, which is insane. Hitting more than $3 trillion in just, well, went from $1 trillion to $3 trillion in a very short amount of time over the last year. So this begs the question, of course, whether the demand for different GPUs from Nvidia and others is actually going to decline, since it's now proven that you don't really need to have the top of the line chips in order to do top of the line AI. Again,
Oh my God, because I've seen it and I hear it, and I suspect, I mean, it's a theory, how this is all demonology from in the part of the whites, how they got these demons. But this is what it's always been warned about. Everybody's been warned about. Do not make deals with demons, because they trick you. And could it be that they trick them into, I mean, outdated technology, like or I mean, maybe the demons are telling them, yeah, you to go and you pump it up, like this is the way, like they always do. Misinformation, disinformation, like, oh yes, porn is good for you, masturbate all day, whatever, blah blah blah, and then like, that's what they say in the Talmud. They say, for the, to destroy the Goyim. It's very consistent with, everything else they've done. Fluoride everywhere, aluminum everywhere, and it's great, aluminum, that's what they said, and, all kinds of, it's a genocide. So it going like, I don't know, he said, you don't need the chips, and I go, no. It is war. It's warfare. I don't follow these things, but the little bit I know is just like, it's the war of the chips and blah blah blah. I don't know. What are they
Went from
talking
$1 trillion to $3 trillion in a very short amount of time, over the last year. So this begs the question, of course, whether the demand for different GPUs from Nvidia and others is actually going to decline, since it's now proven that you don't really need to have the top-of-the-line chips in order to do top-of-the-line AI. Again, assuming that the allegedly them having Nvidia GPUs is not real, which they may, but it's allegedly, right? And look, because of U.S. sanctions, China is not allowed to have the top-of-the-line chips, the A100, the H100 chips. Doesn't mean that they didn't get them. What if they didn't? What if DeepSeek really did all this without all that? Then it is a major laying down of the gauntlet to U.S. tech companies saying, you're way too expensive, you're way too slow. By the way, they open sourced DeepSeek, which is crazy. All the US tech stuff is closed source. So it's a big move, big power move here by China. China's only allowed to have tier 2 chips from Nvidia like the H20, but didn't stop DeepSeek from happening. Of course, they got creative. They went and did it anyway. Life will find a way. I know what some are saying. It is possible that China, again, exploited that loophole by getting these H100s and A100s from the black market or renting them.
But it is not the solution. Like, it is actually, they're speeding up the agenda that the whites have been promoting. This is white. It's like, the television sets. It was for, more like for an elite. And then they found a way, whatever, or they found a way, either found a way or they decided that as part of the, because part of the declaration of war, as it's called, the document that they found in the NASA or NASA website. So Declaration of War, look it up. Declaration of War, Deborah, what's her name? Deborah, I forgot. And it was right there on her website and telling, what they're gonna do. It's just not just releasing like a poison. It gotta be released at the right time. And it gotta be released in a certain manner. So we think it's organic. Was this shit organic? It's a nice story. It is a nice story, especially the children. Can you imagine a child listening to this shit and like, oh my God, they've done it many times. I remember when I was little, like neighbors, there was like, they had like, I don't know what the name of the magazine, Mechanic, something. And everybody was like, oh, you can do a radio. They never did the damn radio. I don't know what, they were stupid or whatever. I don't know. Did anybody see a radio made at home? But they sure made billions of dollars because all these children, they was going out and buying the ingredients to make a radio. You can make a radio. Like, that's just one thing. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting to see if it's organic or it's just like, because China's been prostituted already. China's infiltrated, and they got more capitalism than in the West, I heard.
Even renting them via secondary overseas GPU markets, which is possible. Think about the decentralized AI networks in crypto, things like Render. Could a Chinese company have used that? It's possible, right? So maybe they copied or they just hid the true expense. Yes, that is possible. However, the optics right now, and this is what matters, perception matters, the optics right now are that you don't need to spend billions of freaking dollars of money to be able to buy the most expensive GPUs in order to launch top tier AI products. That is what investors are seeing. That is what investors are hearing. And that is what's making investors question the $1 trillion plus market cap.
This is what they keep talking about, top tier, as in, official, whatever. Wow. Is it true? I don't know. I heard that, and I haven't seen like, hey, this was made with a $50 chip, whatever.
So stocks like Nvidia, Meta, Google, Microsoft, etc., and that they will take a beating because of this. And again, U.S. equity markets today are showing that they are taking a bit of a beating. The Dow Jones will see a decorrelation. Have you ever noticed that whenever there's good news in tech, things, Nvidia's got big news. A lot of the AI crypto projects might also pump. Conversely, a steep drop in tech stocks will also affect crypto more broadly. Now, I think long term, mega bullish for crypto AI and mega bullish for just crypto in general, because the cost of doing AI is going to drop precipitously, allowing for even more AI to proliferate around the world. short-term problems because U.S. equity sell-offs. By the way, the market is in the red at the time of recording, which is crazy. However, I believe that this is good in the long run. Okay, we are accelerating towards the insanity of an AI future, and I'm very much in two minds about AI in general. One, it's very, very exciting. Two, it's really going to lead to the next Great Depression and massive human suffering because billions of people could lose their jobs due to AI, new robotics, and stuff like that. Different story for a different day. Trump's already promised to make the U.S. the AI and crypto capital of the world, literally putting down $500 billion the other day to invest in AI in the United States. So this news is going to fuel the fire even more. There's an AI arms race going on right now between the USA and China, and I'm here for it because it means an innovation is going to skyrocket. US isn't back.
Gregor Suri, who is the founder of Akash, he says DeepSeek is the best thing for AI and crypto by a wide margin. He's a very smart guy, to be honest. He's one of the only guys that I actually trust in the industry. I know him, we're investors. He's the real deal. He helps me debunk when other people are saying things that I can't think. This is the smartest guy. And you can see that I mean, if you look at the project that he's working on, this is the highest. I want to see. I actually got I think they are if you look at Akash is currently the highest ranking deepen project by revenue in the market at the moment. So with all the hype around all the other projects, Akash is actually one of the real projects. I do think this is good for projects like Akash. I think this is good for projects like Nasana. All the real GPU marketplaces will actually benefit from this. So crypto will benefit. Crypto AI will benefit. Decentralized compute will actually benefit. Society will benefit. Nvidia won't benefit. Microsoft won't benefit. So long term, this is the best thing that could have happened. Short term, unfortunately, the risk trade has to unwind. And so my final thought, Jerry, is we may be in for a little bit of short-term pain, but actually when you look at the big picture, this doesn't derail the thesis. In fact, if anything, it just builds a bigger thesis for why the economy is going to grow much quicker with decentralized, free, cheap to train AI versus
why the difference in price? Like, what am I getting for $5.5 million versus $1 billion?
That's the thing. You're basically getting a model that's as good as the frontier models that OpenAI and Llama have created.
I can't stress enough how big a deal this is to the future of America's tech industry. This blog post from the AI team at Meta has gone viral, and it exposes a massive problem for Mark Zuckerberg and other Silicon Valley executives. Engineers are moving frantically to dissect, DeepSeek, and copy anything and everything we can from it. I'm not even exaggerating. Management is worried about justifying the massive cost of Gen AI org. How would they face the leadership when every single leader of Gen AI org is making more than what it costs to train DeepSeek v3 entirely? And we have dozens of such leaders. After living in China for over a decade, I've come to realize that finding solutions to complex problems is literally in the Chinese DNA, and one should never count against China's ability to innovate. 10 years ago, Harvard Business Review was...
Wait a minute, are they talking about the equivalent of the Soviet Union for the West? I don't know, I get like, and I mean, you gotta read really between the lines. Nobody is alarming. It's like, oh, paradigm change. You see all these terms that, like, really? I don't know. They say it's not good. I don't know why they say gloating is not good. It's so hard to be humble. And like, this is beyond epic, like the crackers say. This is like, you got this orange thing just rumbling and humiliating everybody, and like we got like bluffing. I mean, it's just, I mean, he don't look like an idiot today. Idiot is not even begin to describe it. It's like, it is the next one and the next one. I mean, it is now, as, I mean, the mind just gave me this metaphor. It's like doing this. Bitch, you're gonna see, or you're gonna see the crackers for what they are and who they are. The Wizard of Oz. I don't know, I never saw the movie, but they said it was just like a recording or something. I don't know, what was behind that curtain, I forgot. I don't know, but it was bullshit. I mean, this is not getting duped. Trump. This is like, he knew this already. He's been knowing this already, and this is why he said, let me get in there, because And China went like, shit, I'm not gonna allow you to get there for 100 days. Not even a freaking week. And like, and we're gonna do that. And you got like, Sam Altman. Yes, thank you, Mr. President. It's like, blah, 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 blah. And you got Elon Musk, like a jaded bitch. It's like, how dare you? How dare you? You are seeing another woman. Like, you cannot even make this shit up. This is why, we have a saying here. We have barking dog never bites. Barking dog never bites. And these motherfuckers, they're barking like a mother freaker. Rah, 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 rah. He come out like, like a bitch. The Gulf of America is like, and all the trumpets, like, that's great. Supremacism is back. White supremacy, white privilege galore. White privilege for days. And they're not even like, did they even try to do like a ransom? I mean, they could have got a lot of money. But, maybe they did. Maybe they did. They got like $20 trillion and like, okay, we promise we're not going to release it. It's just like a virus. Just like a mother freaking virus, except, it's in the form of a chip or I don't know, or software.
Publishing articles claiming China has no ability to innovate. But fast forward to today, and we now have some of America's most prolific tech investors, like billionaire Mark Andreessen, who helped build the world's first web browser, state DeepSeek R1 is one of the most amazing and impressive breakthroughs I've ever seen, and as open source, a profound gift to the world. To be honest, this story goes much deeper than a breakthrough in AI development. The world is now waking up to the reality that China has officially caught up and is overtaking the US in tech and innovation, despite America's best efforts to stop China's rise. From Stanford to MIT, China's DeepSeek R1 has become the model of choice for America's top university researchers, basically overnight. And to be honest, it's quite easy to see why. Independent third-party testing has shown that China's DeepSeek R1 is almost identical in terms of quality to the United States OpenAI, as shown in this graph. But what's most impressive is the price point. DeepSeek R1's output price is literally 30 times cheaper than OpenAI. Once again, I'm going to share with you the insights from America's famous tech billionaire Mark Andreessen, who states, this week may have been the most important week of the decade for two totally different reasons. Mark is certainly referring to the re-election of Donald Trump and China's new AI development. It's quite the bold statement to claim that both of these events will define this decade, but in many ways, it's certainly true. As we've proven in today's video, DeepSeek R1 has changed the entire tech industry upside down overnight, and with the return of Donald Trump to the White House, there will be a lot of uncertainty for the future of geopolitics and world trade. Will Donald Trump double down on his efforts to contain China, or will he seek to work with China and make the world a better place? I certainly hope the US and China can work together, because as this MIT Technology Review article states, there can be no winners in a US-China AI arms race. Interesting enough, almost half of all the top AI researchers globally, some 47%, were born or educated in China, according to industry studies, meaning that if the United States wants to influence the future of AI, they're going to have to do so by working with the Chinese. Researchers globally, some 47% were born or educated in China, according to industry studies, meaning that if the United States wants to influence the future of AI, they're going to have to do so by working with the Chinese. I'm going to include a link to this MIT article and all my sources I've used in today's video in the description below. But as promised, I want to shift to the next segment of our video and show you an investment opportunity that directly correlates with Donald Trump's return to the White House. Take a look at this chart, which shows the lifetime performance of a junior gold mining ETF. From December 2010 to December 2015, during the Obama administration, this ETF was down 88%. But look at what happened to the ETF when Donald Trump was in the White House. It appreciated over 181%. During the Biden administration, the ETF once again fell over 33%. And since Trump won the election in November, until today, the ETF once again rose by 32%. I love data and observing market trends, because no matter who is in the White House, there will always be opportunities in the market.
I don't talk about Stargate.
This week may have been the most important week of the decade
Stargate
for two totally different reasons. Mark is certainly referring to the re-election of Donald Trump and China's new AI development. It's quite the bold statement to claim that both of these events will define this decade, but in many ways, it's certainly true. As we've proven in today's video, DeepSeek R1 has changed the entire tech industry upside down overnight, and with the return of Donald Trump to the White House, there will be a lot of uncertainty for the future of geopolitics and expand world trade? Will Donald Trump double down on his efforts to contain China, or will he seek to work with China and make the world a better place? I certainly hope the US and China can work together, because as this MIT Technology Review article states, there can be no winners in a US-China AI arms race. Interesting enough, almost half of all the top AI researchers globally, some 47%, were born or educated in China, according to industry studies. Meaning that if the United States wants to influence the future of AI, they're going to have to do so by working with the Chinese. I'm going to include a link to this MIT article and all my sources I've used in today's video in the description below. But as promised, I want to shift to the next segment of our video and show you an investing opportunity that directly correlates to Donald Trump's return to the
Wow, it's just like I got an analogy in the mind right now. It was the video from Justin Bieber, or Justin's Bieber. Say Happy New Year, and he's on his knees sucking dick, and like he got up and you see the guy, the gentleman in the back, closing his zipper. I feel like that is the image right now. It's the crackers is like, you got the spotlight, kind of like in the 90s. In the 90s, it was like they have so many sex rooms, and in New York City, and it was this guy with a flashlight and like just checking everything out. It's like, wow, I feel like that's what it is. And like, is this gonna resist the white boy magic? Is it gonna be bigger than this this magic of the propaganda, 24/7 entire media putting pale skinned people, blue-eyed devils and yellow hair bitches, just lying and deceiving and talking about bullshit, like how I was watching again the documentary from North Korea. It's called Propaganda. It's Propaganda North Korea documentary. It's a great documentary. Like it's like they're not, they're not even attempting to sugarcoat shit. Like they, it's a diagnosis. It is a diagnosis. So it's like, it is like if you are Eurocentric, it's because you're an idiot. You're an idiot because you can see now smoke and mirrors. That's all it was. Selling all this shit as they always do. You remember when they were selling rocks at what's it called? Bertos? No, it's not Bertos. It was the other one, high end, like whatever, overpriced motherfuckers, like. I forgot the name of the store, like, and they were selling rocks, like, and I don't know, designer rocks or something. I think designer broccoli or something. I don't know, I forgot. It's just like insane, how they and everybody like, oh, you get a shopping bag from the department store, and like, oh my God, some kind of madness. So, here is that orange thing.
Could end up in a depression of the 1929 variety, which would be a devastating thing. Took many years, took decades to recover from it. And we're very close to that. Most dangerous period of time I've ever seen for our country.
If it's going to happen, let it be during Joe, and we'll come in and we'll straighten this sucker out. I'd rather have it.
He said we'll take care of it, but how? Ending the Fed and adopting the Bitcoin standard? But hey, back then, 1929, the bubble burst after a period of unsustainable speculation, and we're seeing similar signals now. First, the inverted yield curve. Janet Yellen kept it inverted for 789 days, longer than any other period in U.S. history. The Dow Jones is behaving almost identically to its 1929 pattern. According to Finance-A-Lot, if this pattern holds, we could be heading for a flash crash before the month ends. And then there's the over-reliance on speculative tech. AI stocks, once seen as the safest bets, are now the biggest risks. Nvidia, Palantir, and others are hemorrhaging value as confidence wanes. Now, are we witnessing the beginning of a broader market collapse, or is this a necessary correction? Either way, it's clear the AI hype is cracking, and investors are scrambling for answers. Now let's dive into the story that's sending shockwaves through tech and politics: Trump's $500 billion Stargate project. Officially, this initiative aims to reclaim America's AI dominance and outcompete challengers like DeepSeek. But as the dust settles, questions are piling up about its purpose, execution, and whether it's even about AI at all. Stargate is marketed as a grand strategy to supercharge US AI infrastructure, pouring $500 billion into data centers, supercomputers, and innovation hubs. The timing couldn't be more dramatic, with DeepSeek revealing just how vulnerable Silicon Valley's AI monopoly really is. On paper, it's a bold counterstrike, but is it just too big to succeed? Elon Musk, who's been outspoken about the risks of unchecked AI development, thinks so. His critique, Stargate.
Do you hear that? It's a correction. It's not the biggest scam in the history of humanity. It's a correction. He said it like that, with a straight face.
Risks becoming a bloated government-led bailout for legacy tech players like Nvidia and OpenAI, who are already buckling under inefficiencies. Musk has called out AI's potential to enable authoritarian control, especially when tied to government-backed initiatives.
AI is probably the single biggest item in the near term that's likely to affect humanity because it is something that could go wrong, as we've talked about many times.
With Stargate, his concerns hit a nerve. If this project simply funnels money into inefficient tech companies and entrenches their monopolies, is it really about innovation or just prolonging a broken system? Sam Altman and OpenAI epitomize this inefficiency. Altman raised billions in funding, only to produce AI models that are expensive, closed source, and increasingly inaccessible to ordinary users. Contrast that with DeepSeek, a Chinese project developed for a fraction of the cost, using outdated GPUs by a team of just 200 people. What does it say about Altman's leadership that DeepSeek is outperforming his billion-dollar 4,500 employee operation? Altman's hype around the AI as the new industrial revolution seems a little hollow now, doesn't it? He's demanded trillions in funding, driven Nvidia's valuation sky high, and jacked up GPT pricing to absurd levels, claiming compute costs are unsustainable. And yet, DeepSeek just proved that AI doesn't need billions to innovate. Is Stargate just another chapter in Altman's too-big-to-fail saga? Then, there's the elephant in the room. What if Stargate isn't about innovation at all? A growing theory suggests it's a Trojan horse, designed to expose fraud and inefficiency in Silicon Valley. By forcing legacy tech companies to compete under public scrutiny, Stargate could reveal what many already suspected, that the AI bubble is built on shaky foundations and a lot of buzzwords. DeepSeek, with its open-source, low-cost model, has already shattered the myth that AI requires enormous resources. Some believe Stargate's true purpose is to force companies like OpenAI, Nvidia, and Meta to show their cards, revealing whether they've been overcharging, under-delivering, or outright lying about their capabilities. If this theory holds, Stargate could implode the AI bubble from the inside. But let's not lose sight of the real dangers. Government-led projects like Stargate often centralize power, enabling deeper surveillance and control, echoing Musk's warnings about AI being weaponized against citizens through social credit systems and digital currencies. Imagine a world where AI governs every transaction and decision, all while government and corporations monitor compliance. As one commenter noted, Stargate could pave the way for total financial control. That's a world where dissent isn't punished with jail time, it's punished by cutting off your access to money. And this is why Bitcoin is the antidote to the centralized nightmare Stargate represents. While Stargate consolidates power, Bitcoin decentralizes it. Its immutable ledger and finite supply create a system that governments and corporations can't manipulate, no matter how advanced AI becomes. Bitcoin thrives.
And are we gonna forget that Biden signed a legislation demanding every transaction from the blockchain, whatever, Bitcoin, crypto, whatever, they get a copy of every transaction. And they've been feeding it to AI. And it's just kind of like, it's the things that I can never forget. There's some things that I can never forget of life. There goes your decentralization bullshit.
On chaos like this, when legacy systems fail, whether it's Altman's overpriced AI models, Saruman's eye-scanning orbs, or the Fed's broken monetary policy, Bitcoin remains a lifeline for anyone seeking financial sovereignty. The question isn't whether the old system will fail, it's whether we're ready for what comes next. Let's connect the dots. As DeepSeek disrupts markets and Trump shakes up policy, Bitcoin emerges as the ultimate winner. Why? Bitcoin thrives on chaos. In a world of where institutions crumble and decentralized systems take their place. Well, strap in, because it's coming, whether you like it or not. You want to know what this all could mean for Bitcoin mining? Well, I'm pretty sure you can find out at Mining Disrupt 2025, the biggest Bitcoin mining conference on the planet, and it's coming to Fort Lauderdale. See the latest cutting-edge hardware, products, and services that are holding it down, and we hope to see you there as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hate to burst everyone's bubble, but Sputnik moment? Really, go use this thing. It's absolute garbage. Have you tried asking it about Tiananmen Square? It's all noise, my friends. Hey, I love you guys, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Here comes Oprah. It's gonna tell us the secret.
It uses a mixture of experts approach, where only parts of the model activate at a time, cutting down computing costs while still delivering high performance. Unlike OpenAI, which built everything from scratch, DeepSeek leaned heavily on open source models like Meta's Little Llama and Alibaba's Quen, saving both time and money. But the biggest challenge was the US chip sanctions, which blocked China from accessing Nvidia's best AI chips, like the H100. Instead of slowing down, DeepSeek worked with older A100 chips, optimizing their memory usage and streamlining their training methods to make them work nearly as well. There's also speculation that the Chinese government quietly backed DeepSeek, as Beijing has been aggressively funding AI projects. This combination of efficiency, collaboration, and smart workarounds explains why DeepSeek was able to launch a top-tier AI model for so little. More importantly, it proves that AI breakthroughs aren't just about having the best chips, but about making the most of what's available. And it might ignite the AI race even further. If there's one thing we know about Donald Trump, it's that he won't accept losing to China, especially in AI. His administration has already pledged $500 billion to AI infrastructure. And DeepSeek's success could push the US to double down on OpenAI, Nvidia, and Google. Instead of slowing them down, this might actually accelerate the road to AGI. The fact that a Chinese company built a ChatGPT-level AI for a fraction of the cost has shaken up Wall Street. But it's also lighting a fire under Silicon Valley. Nvidia, Microsoft, and OpenAI now have even more reason to push harder.
It's not like, oh, there's going to be kind of like a Nuremberg tribunals for these mother freakers of NASA or NASA. They've been scamming. Like, you see, no, there's no justice. No, why you want justice? Not even talk about justice. How about making them return everything they hyped up? You told me that this nail enamel is like, oh, $10 million. And no, it ain't. So, but do not worry, you know, that is, just keep on going. Progress is technology.
Invest more and move faster. Expect more aggressive funding, stronger government backing, and rapid AI advancements as the US fights to maintain its lead. But here's the twist. DeepSeek may never truly compete in the West. With growing concerns over data security and AI regulation, it's very likely the US and Europe will ban DeepSeek, just like they did with Huawei and TikTok in government institutions. If that happens, DeepSeek's reach will be limited, preventing it from becoming a true global competitor to OpenAI. So is this a game changer? Yes, but not in the way you might think. This isn't the downfall of US AI. It's a wake-up call that could push the US to accelerate even faster. The real story here isn't just whether America stays ahead, but how much this rivalry speeds up AI's evolution. DeepSeek's rise is a shock to the system, but does it mean the end of US dominance in AI? Not necessarily. China has...
Well, while we're here and talking about pushing forward, I want to shift gears. I'll read a news brief from
Maybe except until the inference stage. Like, I think I've heard reports that ChatGPT is actually quite efficient at this point, and it's a very heavily distilled model that you're actually using. You're not...
So whilst the US has been dumping money into AI research, China has been doing a whole lot more with a lot less. And now the entire focus as to how to proceed with AI moving forward is really changing. And we're getting some really stiff competition from the American side and the Chinese side.
So how did DeepSeek wipe out billions from the US?
Yeah, ain't that crazy? He said, the previous guy said, is like, China has been funding lots of nefarious projects, you know, like as in meaning like pouring billions of dollars, you know, and they just, I mean, after he come out saying like, oh, these people, 200 people, they just come out with $100 and they made a new AI, whatever. It don't even make sense, you know, but China's
the stock market.
So basically, the reason why the money pretty much kind of got wiped out is because there's a lot of uncertainty that was caused by how DeepSeek was able to build it. AI has gotten so much funding from the US companies, right? From companies like Oracle, companies like OpenAI, companies like Meta. They've all invested so much money into AI. But now the fact that DeepSeek was able to build something that rivals what ChatGPT and other AI models from the US are doing at a fraction of the cost, well, why would investors continue to dump all that money into companies like Nvidia and some of the other guys when they can now, they're looking at China like, well, hey, they were able to do this for a whole lot less. You know, maybe we need to rethink how we're going about doing this. But, you know, that's essentially why the money got wiped out from the stock market.
Understood. I want to take it and push the conversation a little bit further. What's your gut feeling on these tech giants, all these, you know, Facebook, Elon Musk, all those tech men, tech giants, all these folks are rubbing shoulders and just buzzing around Donald Trump? What do you think is the intent with these guys? Because I'm seeing for the first time in a real way a president is literally very cozy with some serious men in tech who could literally, at the push of a button, you know.
He said something at the inauguration, or the day after the inauguration, where he was like, the technology they have right now in medical. They have an AI tool that is able to now do earlier stage diagnosis of cancer, see exactly what cells are going bad, and with their AI technology now, they can now come up with a vaccine dedicated specifically to you and your bloodstream, right? You and your blood type within 48 hours. And AI can do so much more than humans ever could. So they're really doubling down on AI because the use cases are astronomical, and they needed to be cozied up with the US government to have these restrictions removed. That way they can innovate as much as they want. And obviously where there's innovation, there's a whole lot of money to be made.
On removing the guardrails, I mean, what's your take on that? I mean, would that ultimately cause...
These freaking Negropeans, you know, like, no matter what, they're still trying to put the United Slaves into the equation. That is like, you know, just like, are you serious? Are you serious, motherfucking these faggots? You know, they were busted, you know, open the curtains and they was busted taking a train up their ass. And all these bloggers, I don't know if you noticed, they all want to keep the whites in the equation. How? You know, somebody
So here we are in 2025. AI is taking over the world.
Somebody tell me how's that shit gonna happen?
Everyone inexplicably speaks English, but has no clue what genes are. Great vibes, until Gen Z hears about it, and you're left feeling like you belong in a museum next to a dinosaur's grandma. But let's talk about the real world Stargate. This one's a $100 billion AI supercomputer being built by Microsoft and OpenAI. Yes, Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI, so they're basically the sugar daddy of the AI world. This thing is so powerful, it could probably solve climate change if it didn't guzzle more energy than a small country. We're talking 5 gigawatts of power. That's enough to light up 1.5 million homes. And where is it being built? Texas. So not only does it need all that power, but also an insane amount of energy just to keep it cool. They're pitching it as a tool to fight climate change. But the irony is almost poetic. The machine to save the planet might just help cook it a little faster. And then there's the geopolitical chess match. Trump recently signed off on a $500 billion package to boost AI development in the US. That's right, $500 billion to make sure America stays ahead in the AI race. Because nothing screams global dominance like a supercomputer that costs more than the GDP of entire nations and uses more electricity than a small city. But here's the kicker. China just launched its own AI model called DeepSeek.
China's latest AI breakthrough has leapfrogged the world.
I think we should take the development out of China very, very seriously.
A game-changing move that does not come from OpenAI, Google, or Meta.
There is a new model that has all the valley buzzing.
But from a Chinese lab called DeepSeek.
It's opened a lot of eyes of like what is actually happening in AI in China.
What took Google and OpenAI years and hundreds of millions of dollars to build, DeepSeek says took it just 2 months and less than $6 million.
And it's free, does pretty much everything ChatGPT can do, and is already making waves. So much for AI dominance when the competition is handing out their product like can't. Oh great, another tech bro promising to save humanity? Let's actually dig into this. Because believe it or not, there's some fascinating science behind it. But first, let's talk about the elephant in the room, mRNA vaccines. After the COVID-19 pandemic, even mentioning mRNA is enough to make some people clutch their pearls or dive into a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories.
And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine.
Sure, the rollout wasn't perfect. Mandates, side effects, and enough internet drama to rival a reality TV show. But here's the thing. When it comes to cancer, mRNA isn't about mandates or politics. It's about personalized medicine. And yes, this is probably the kind of personalization you'll have to pay for, so no one's forcing it on you, yet. So how does this futuristic magic work? Well, cancer isn't just one disease. It's like a shape-shifting villain with endless tricks up its sleeve. Researchers have zeroed in on 4 key ways to target it, and AI is the sidekick making it all possible. Genetic mutations. These are changes in your DNA that can turn normal cells into cancerous ones. AI can analyze your genome to find these mutations and design treatments tailored to your specific genetic makeup. Protein biomarkers. Cancer cells often produce unique proteins that act like little red flags. AI can identify these biomarkers and help develop therapies that target them. Immune system signals. Your immune system is supposed to fight cancer, but sometimes it needs a boost. AI can analyze how your immune system responds and design treatments to supercharge it. Metabolic changes. Cancer cells have a weird way of metabolizing energy. AI can study these changes and develop drugs to cut off their energy supply. This is where Ellison's vision comes in. Oracle's AI tools are crunching
global power economic impact, like the future of innovation itself.
Absolutely.
We'll uncover what it all means for you, the listener, whether you're a techie or just someone living in this crazy changing world.
Can't escape it.
So first, let's set the stage. President Trump's Stargate project was a $500 billion plan to build up U.S. AI infrastructure.
Right, a huge investment.
But then, boom, China's DeepSeek AI enters the scene, and it's way cheaper, way faster to develop.
It really shook things up.
And this isn't some distant future problem either.
No, the impact's being felt right now.
Okay, so let's talk about that impact. What's DeepSeek doing to the U.S. AI landscape?
Well, it's causing a lot of concern. Nvidia, the company deeply involved with Stargate, their stock price has taken a hit.
Oh, wow.
Investors are nervous about Stargate's future now that DeepSeek's here. This shows how quickly the balance of power can shift. The U.S. has been dominant in AI for so long, but DeepSeek is a sign that things could change fast.
A real wake-up call.
Definitely.
And what about the big tech companies like Google, Microsoft? How are they reacting to this DeepSeek thing?
That's a great question. They've spent billions on their own AI development, but DeepSeek being so affordable changes the game.
How so?
Well, why spend a fortune building your own AI when you can just license DeepSeek for way less? This could really impact their profits and force them to rethink their whole AI strategy.
So cheaper AI for companies means cheaper AI stuff for us consumers, right?
Potentially, but there are downsides to consider.
Like what?
Data security and privacy. If we rely on AI developed by another country, who knows what happens to our data?
That's a scary thought.
It's something to think about for sure, especially as this tech becomes more and more part of our everyday lives.
Yeah, so control of the tech is a big deal. So where does the U.S. go from here? Is this Stargate project dead in the water?
Not necessarily. The US has a big advantage when it comes to data centers.
Okay, remind me why those are important again.
Data centers are like the gyms where AI gets trained, and the US already has a ton of them. Think of it like this. Data is the food that AI eats, and the US has a massive pantry.
Right. But other countries are catching up, right? Like China and India, they're investing a lot in data centers and AI.
Exactly. It's a race against time, and the US can't afford to sit back and relax.
So this whole DeepSeek thing, it's a wake-up call, right? What does the U.S. need to do to stay ahead in this AI race?
Well, continued investment is key. The government and private companies need to work together to encourage innovation and support cutting-edge research.
Like a team effort?
Exactly. It's not just about beating China or any other country. It's about making sure the U.S. leads the way in a field that will change everything, from healthcare to transportation to how we communicate.
No small feat.
Definitely not.
So this DeepSeek versus Stargate story, it's like a small-scale version of the fight for AI dominance.
Yeah.
It's not just about algorithms or processing power. It's about who leads the world and shapes the future.
And it shows how fast things can change in technology. What seems like a huge advantage today could be gone tomorrow.
Whoa. That's a lot to think about. So listeners, what do you think? What role should the U.S. play in all of this?
Yeah.
And how will this crazy AI stuff impact your life in the years to come? This is just the beginning, folks, and it's a story you won't want to miss. Keep your eyes peeled.
I know, I will.
No matter what. And like, bitch, you don't even, it's like we say over here, you don't even got a candle in this funeral. But there you go. You know, pretending that
Hi guys,
you are
welcome
like,
back. What's going on with our past few days with Stargate? If you're my age, this is what Stargate looks like to you. It's a really kick-ass movie that they kind of ruined, or until that turns into something where batteries get more compressed. But we do these data centers, interspersed all over and accessible to everyone. I have definitely a level of conspiracy theorist in me, so I am very conscious of this. So I hope I'm not coming across as a fanboy. But there's gonna be a lot of good that comes from these data centers, especially if we all have our own AIs that know about us and they're privately controlled. I'm sure there's gonna be some kind of blockchain stuff that will come out that will allow you to have something in the cloud that's personal, so nobody can go inside it. Then of course somebody will break into it, and of course that's how it's gonna.
oh, he's mute. So you just go with it.
Well, this week was an absolutely crazy week in the world of AI. It started with a prediction from Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei that it is only 2 to 3 years until AI systems are better than humans at almost everything, then eventually better than all humans at everything. Timelines to AGI are rarely predicted to be greater than 5 years these days. Then, completely unexpectedly, the DeepSeek R1 model from China stole all the headlines, breaking barriers in so many areas. The model is achieving benchmark scores that are comparable to the ChatGPT O1 model, but at a tiny fraction of the price. And it's open source. It's also changing the game by leaning heavily on reinforcement learning rather than huge training runs. It's been astounding its users with the way that it thinks, and there are some fascinating examples. We're 25 days into 2025, and the boundaries of what's possible are already being redefined. Then on Tuesday, we had some massive news. Donald Trump announced an investment of around $500 billion into a US AI infrastructure project named Stargate. This is a collaborative effort between OpenAI, Microsoft, Nvidia, Oracle, and more. It's designed to put America at the forefront of the great AI arms race. It will likely entail huge data centers in Texas and other locations that are unlike anything we've ever seen. OpenAI followed up with a statement about Project Stargate that concluded with the following. All of us look forward to continuing to build and develop AI, and in particular AGI, for the benefit of all of humanity.
2 days ago.
We believe that this new step is critical on the path and will enable creative people to figure out how to use AI to elevate humanity. OpenAI followed up with several other big announcements this week. First, it was the release of their Operator tool. Operator can take control of a browser and complete sequences of tasks. It's built on top of the GPT-4o model, but sadly, it's only currently available on the $200 Pro plan. An AI that runs tasks on your behalf isn't exactly groundbreaking, but it feels like it's the first properly integrated version of an AI agent into a big platform. Perplexity followed suit with their own Operator-style update, but this one anyone can use for free. The Perplexity Assistant is now available on the Android app. It can be set as the native assistant on your device, and it can call on various apps to perform a series of tasks across several different services. It's a very impressive update that's gone a bit under the radar with all of the other big news going on. Following on from the Operator announcement, Sam Altman then confirmed that the free tier of ChatGPT is going to get the O3 mini model soon. It seems like the DeepSeek R1 model has put pressure on all the big players to start offering more. In generative AI, Kling announced that its new Elements feature is now live. This allows users to add up to 4 reference images that are then combined to generate a video that will include all of those components. It's an amazing new tool that gives far more control over video composition. Pika Labs gave early access to some users to its 2.1 version, and so far we've seen some fantastic results. It seems to look on par with VEO for cinematic feel and be producing dynamic motion similar to Ray 2. Harvard says that AI tutors are better than Harvard professors. Students who used an AI tutor in a Harvard physics class instead of the professor's teaching learned more than twice as much, and apparently they did it in less time and were more motivated and engaged. Learning, like most disciplines, is being positively disrupted by the use of AI. Xanadu, a quantum computing company, announced the world's first universal photonic quantum computer. It's a 12-qubit machine that consists of 35 photonic chips and runs at room temperature. Christian Wiedbrook stated that Xanadu has now solved scalability. We now could, in principle, scale up to thousands of server racks and millions of qubits. If all of this is starting to make you feel anxious about AI taking over, don't worry, I'm sure it's all under control. I probably shouldn't mention that at a UN Security Council meeting, top diplomats warned, the fate of humanity must never be left to the black box of an algorithm. The great AI wars of 2025 are well underway. Hope you all enjoyed this week's roundup. Let's see if the coming week...
Incredibly, I mean, like, it's 2 days ago, and all those concerns now are on steroids.
It's a company that is going to spend $500 acquired for OpenAI, and in return, Microsoft got an equity stake. They are a large holder of stock in OpenAI, while also earning a revenue share believed to be 20% of OpenAI's profits. Now, this exclusivity arrangement means that the only provider of APIs other than OpenAI way. But tying back to the earlier portion of this video on the $500 billion spending, it certainly seems that OpenAI feels the way to go on getting better reasoning is to keep on scaling the data and to find programmatic ways to generate these reasoning questions so that those questions can then be used in order to iteratively improve the model. That's it for this week, folks. Cheers.
I mean, like, nothing like, oh my God, taxpayers' dollars, they've just been like snake oil. It's just like, no, nobody cares, because it's the whites. The whites got license to kill, license to plunder, license to God knows what else. Let's listen to
AI is about Microsoft partnered with OpenAI long ago, and 2 years back we had the GPT 3.4 model, and the currently GPT 4.0 is not that different, right? So we're not really seeing a huge rate of improvement, even though companies are investing a lot of trumpets, so there were a lot of fanfare to present this project. That, by the way, is not really clear what they are trying to achieve, because they say, okay, we're going to put 100 billion on the table just for this year to build up an infrastructure. And then when discussing with Larry Ellison, he was talking about something related to probably clinical records, so healthcare, reports from the hospital. So I think the real deal is not to create a new artificial intelligence, but most of all to have access to critical information from healthcare, from the people, from hospital. So probably their goal there is most to enter the healthcare system from the digital area and build something there. But I don't think they're going to make something really transformational, especially because it's not clear what they are trying to achieve. They just talk about investing $100 billion, but it's not clear to do what. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think this is going to be a super successful investment, to be honest. Okay.
Insane.
Now we have seen that large language model improvements are stalling. Some companies that have invested a few $1 million are catching up to other companies that moving earlier have invested billions, and so the assets of companies that have bought, for instance, accelerated computer, will very soon deteriorate, will very soon devaluate. And so what happened is also something on the Nvidia stock. Okay, so the Nvidia stock, and I've been very bullish on this stock. Okay, I also have an Italian channel, and I was saying in the early 2023, guys, invest in this company. It's gonna hit 1 trillion very soon. And then I say, keep investing. I bought share of this company also later in this autumn. But now I'm completely out of this. Why? So let's look at the performance. But this is not really interesting, because in the last year we've seen, for example, 130% improvement in the price increase, right? But when we look at the revenue increase, it's quite substantial. So as you can see here, the increase of price can be somehow justified by the increase of revenue, and especially when we look at the net income. But the problem holds here in the net profit margin. Guys, this net profit, in turn, this will bring the net profit margin to the hardware for Palantir and Tesla company.
This
company
segment
that
is
have to be
supposed to be
modest,
titled
increase
about
revenue.
Stargate. There's nothing to talk about Stargate because they have not provided one damn thing about Stargate except that $500 billion and, you know, like, and that's it. Because they're white and they say so. I'm white and I said so. And like everybody just like, you see, there should be riots right now in the United States. It's like, bitch, where's all the money we've been given to Nasha? Where's all this, everything? People starving. Biden doubled the population of homeless. You know, and just isn't, no outrage. I mean, all the people who already know, I mean, I know it's compare to the rest of the population, it's a small percentage, but still, it should be like, oh no, you didn't. Like, bitch, like, I mean, I'll fuck you up, bitch. I'll fuck you up. And like, you know, where's my money? Bitch better got my money, because right across the street, they're selling the same shit for pennies on a dollar. I mean, like, and you're okay with being an idiot, with being a, you know, like, it's just the slave master, just like, we've been slaves, you know, just like that proverbial elephant. When he's a baby, they put chains, but then they switch the chains once, you know, he get accustomed to the chains, and it's a string, and the elephant thinks it's still a chain, and it's like it's not, and like cannot break away and be free, and it's like, no, people are not drinking the Kool-Aid. They're choking on it, guzzling Kool-Aid. And, you know, I can imagine, you know, South Allman is like, I ain't giving no money back. It's like when bitches get married and, you know, just a scam. And they don't want to give back the ring. They don't want to give back, you know, the gifts from the wedding. And that's what it's like. No, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. And the taxpayers, they go like, taxpayers, they don't care. Unless, yeah, I thought it was already finished because I have no battery. I gotta cut it off. Taxpayers don't care because it is mighty whitey. Had it been for a Mexican who scammed them like that, they'd be like, you know, literally lynchings. Damn, they didn't burn, but now they're hard. All right, let me upload this shit up.